How do you deal with thoughts that have a disturbing element that causes you worry, stress, or that seem quite bizarre and might even frighten you that come into your head? Thoughts like, there's no point, I'm worthless, it's all over, there's no point going on. Or even having weird imaginations like stealing something, or harming someone, or even killing someone. Thoughts that seem to just come into your mind and really disturb you and really make you feel strongly emotionally distressed. Having intrusive thoughts of different kinds is a natural part of being a human being. Research shows that most people will have odd and bizarre thoughts that are perhaps not related to who they are as a person or what they know about themselves, yet the thoughts still come into the mind. So having intrusive thoughts is a normal occurrence. However, the part where it differs for people who are able to have these thoughts in their minds and others who get really distressed by them is in the relationship that you build with your thoughts. Some people understand that having fleeting thoughts and intrusive thoughts in the mind is actually a normal occurrence, and they are not attached to their thoughts as they are attached to their behavior. Meaning, if they think or imagine themselves doing something, that does not mean that they have actually done that action. Yet for other people, it becomes really difficult because there's a relationship with the thought which is different. Meaning to say, if I think that I'm doing something wrong, then that means that there is something wrong with me. And that makes it even more challenging and distressful in the first place to be able to manage these intrusive thoughts. We have to understand two things. Number one is that intrusive thoughts of all kinds are normal and natural for most human beings. And number two, that the thoughts that you have does not make you the person that you are. Rather, it is what you do that matters. When you believe that the thoughts in your mind is true, is to get rid of the thoughts. And that's a very impossible thing to do. Very much so. So what needs to change is the relationship. I see myself having these thoughts. Does it mean that these thoughts are true? Would other people agree? Have I ever done anything similar to these thoughts? And so you distance yourself and some time from those thoughts that you're having. In the Islamic framework, we have a beautiful teaching with regards to having thoughts in our minds. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, and what could be understood, that the person who thinks of or imagines doing themselves something bad, a sin, for example, stealing, harming someone, being unfaithful. If the person has the thought or the imagination in their mind, but they do not enact the thought, then nothing is written against them. Furthermore, what we hold in our minds is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pardoned us. Because if we were to be held to account for all the things that come into our mind, we would not ever be able to come to justify them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His great mercy from various ahadith has told us that we are not held to account for the thoughts that we have that come fleetingly into our mind. And so for the Muslim, it brings a lot of reassurance to focus more on actually what they are doing. A simple exercise, in particular for the type of thoughts that you have that really bring a lot of emotional distress, is in simply writing down the thought. For an example, there's no point in doing anything. It's worthless. I'm worthless. There's no hope. Or you imagine yourself harming someone. Write that thought down. I'm worthless. I'm harming someone. And then just before that writing, put down the moniker or the statement, I am having the thought that I am worthless. I am having the thought that I am harming someone. In my mind, there is an image of me doing something wrong. See how much difference that makes? You're acknowledging that the thought and the imagination that you're having is actually just in your head, nowhere else. And it helps you to diffuse away from those thoughts. It helps you to just back away to think, right, just because I'm thinking it doesn't mean it's true. And for the Muslims, on top of those type of exercises, it really helps to carry on with your zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to carry on with your Quran. We always seek refuge from shaitan, and the reason is because we know of the concept of waswas, that we can have fleeting thoughts and they can be from within ourselves, but they can also be from the shaitan. And in many cases, if we recognize it's from the shaitan, they're very odd, they're very strange, they're scary, they don't make sense. We have a powerful zikr, A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. And we can read several parts of the Quran that help to buffer away the shayateen. Among those is Ayatul Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, which the Prophet, peace be upon him, told us if it is read on the house, it will prevent the shayateen from coming in. And that is just a quick tip for just distancing yourself away from the thoughts, not so much getting rid of them, but changing your relationship with them, understanding that it's part and parcel of day to day, but that you can manage it very easily. I hope you found this helpful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.